We met that dude, Duke the Jeweler, the night before. We was gambling. The next day, dude followed us to the concert. When we left out the concert, we under the garage. Dude went to his car by himself and walked down to the parking lot.
The only way they could get their money back was however their money back. He said, but Lil Cam Wolf and Big Caprice are the three. I'm up, I got the next, and they passed the dice to each other, but they loaded, but they shooting against them up. Whoever's in town.
We supposed to be dropping.
Man, Lord.
We supposed to be mad.
Boosie just came for J. Prince Jr. over that whole Duke the Jeweler situation, and now J. Prince Sr. clapping back. For the longest, folks was putting the blame on Boosie for Duke's theft, saying he set him up. But Boosie done with the silence, he's speaking names, pointing fingers, and putting the pressure where it really need to be on mob ties. Now the internet going wild, and the feds already digging. But who was really moving pieces behind the scenes that night? And why J. Prince Sr. snapping back all of a sudden? So check it back in November 2022, 29-year-old Duke the Jeweler got shot down in what folks was calling a robbery right after Boosie's concert in Houston. Then boom, rumors started flying. Folks talking like Boosie either made the call or knew the ones who did. Word on the street was, the two dudes who ran up on Duke, yeah, they was connected to Boosie, not just some randoms but kinfolk. Internet ate that up, and while Boosie kept quiet, the streets started pointing hard. Folks believed it for months, but now, streets starting to spin back, and now they looking dead at somebody who's been chilling in the cut, J. Prince Jr., the son of Houston's so-called hip-hop OG. While Boosie took all that smoke, the real puppet master been sitting clean, real quiet, out in the open. But now, that mask slipping. Cause them details, they don't just look off, they look planted. Boosie was never the shot caller, he was set up to be the fall guy, allegedly. Why? Cause he was present. He hit that stage that night, supposedly invited Duke out, and folks was saying Duke's Louis bag showed up in Boosie's spot. But that don't scream motive, that just saying Boosie was near, not that he did nothing. And that's why he was the perfect fall guy. See, they always choose the one already neck deep in legal mess. And Boosie, yeah, he got history. Charges. That Terry Boyd case. His name's still tied to them charges he beat years ago. He already guilty in folks' minds, just needed a story to stick on him. But now, Boosie speaking out. He using names. He calling out J. Prince Jr. straight up, saying plain, y'all tried to line me up. Said he ain't even know Duke like that, they just met at a dice game. The next thing he know, Duke pull up to his show solo. Few hours later, man's gone, laid out in a parking lot. Robbery? Nah, something ain't making sense.
We met that dude, Duke the Jeweler, the night before. We was gambling. The next day, dude followed us to the concert. When we left out the concert, we under the garage. Dude went to his car by himself and walked down to the parking lot.
Boosie calling it what it is, a whole setup. And now folks really tuning in, cause Duke ain't get hit in Baton Rouge. He got dropped in Houston, a city Boosie don't even run like that. But you know who's due? J. Prince Jr. And now even folks from H-Town speaking up online, saying Boosie ain't got nothing to do with that. This ain't his turf. One person said, if you from Houston town, you know what happened. Boosie has nothing to do with it at all. One dude kept it all the way real, saying why would Boosie set a robbery up in a place he is not from? That would be very bold and disrespectful. Y'all be quick to say anything with no facts. Meanwhile, this other user went straight at J. Prince Jr., saying Boosie did not have anything to do with that man's death. Look at J. Price Jr., and guess who else was posted at that dice table? J. Prince Jr. Yeah, that same dude folks say been running Houston's whole check-in game with a tight grip. Word on the block is, if you a rapper, artist, influencer, whatever, you don't slide through H-Town unless you tap in with the princes. And Duke? He tapped in, still got taken out. That ain't just shady, that's predatory. Cause the check-in game, it ain't about safety, it's about control. Takeoff tapped in too, still got caught up. And Big U out west, allegedly been pushing the same line, making artists check in just so they don't get lined up later.
Any real dude that's ever really been in LA, he checked in. Any real dude that's ever been in Atlanta, he checked in. If you moving and you getting money, you gonna check in because you need to know the right places to be and places not to be. That's a businessman.
Even rappers like PNB Rock, word is, he checked in and still ended up lined up. Schoolboy Q broke it down, best rappers out here getting robbed by the same folks they check in with. This ain't protection, this extortion with a friendly face.
I mean, everybody be checking in. That's y'all favorite thing to do, check in with somebody that's gonna rob your stupid ass.
Wow.
Yo, you think that guy, the guy that you don't know in California got your back?
So now, that Duke the Jeweler case, it'd been sounding foul from the jump. That dice game wasn't just dirty, it was deadly. And Boosie, he wasn't no boss. He was the bait. Then it got even hotter when Whack 100 came in. Loud, raw, and no filter. He ain't hold back at all. Whack straight up said it. That dice game was a whole setup. Duke ain't get robbed. He got lined up. And who lined him up according to Whack? J. Prince Jr.'s crew. Lil Cam and his squad running a slick dice table where the house always win. Unless somebody mess up. And that night, Duke messed up. Whack made it clear. Duke started hitting big when he wasn't supposed to. That's what messed up the whole play.
It was a situation that occurred that a certain jeweler around and got past the dice on accident and was hitting on them for a couple hundred because, right, boom. The only way they could get their money back was however their money back. Lil Cam Wolf and Big Caprice are the three designated to say I'm up, I got the next, and they pass the dice to each other, but they loaded, but they shooting against them up whoever's in town.
And when you break a rigged setup built on ego, money, and power, somebody gotta pay. And Duke did with his life. Whack said J. Prince been brainwashing folks for years, acting like a guardian, but moving chess pieces behind the scenes.
Because J. Prince, over the years, the decades of doing whatever he's doing, he's been having a way of brainwashing people.
Oh, yeah?
To thinking he's doing one thing when he really up to a next.
But it wasn't just Whack talking. Charleston White came with it too. He said Duke's D-Earth hit hard, not just cause he was talented, but cause it should have never happened. Charleston aired it out. Said mob ties created a whole dangerous energy in Houston. Artists check in thinking they safe, but really, they get thrown in the lion's den. He said Duke ain't get dropped out of disrespect. He got played by the wrong ones. Not cause he was disloyal, but cause he ain't no better.
These street homie, they're projecting these rules and then coming here playing like they admirable men with street rules and street exit. Nah, homie, them little was set up that night.
And Charleston didn't stop there. He called out the whole industry, said this ain't no protection plan. It's extortion with a new name. A dirty, unspoken rule where staying quiet is the only way to stay alive. He said what most rappers too shook to say. Duke's doth wasn't random. It was ritual. But now, that silence? It's cracking. Even 50 Cent threw shade on the situation. He ain't say a whole lot, but what he did post had folks looking sideways. He dropped cryptic clips, added slick captions, and low-key stood beside Boosie. Then came the Finesse 2 times mess, and that really had the streets buzzing. Word is, J. Prince Jr. allegedly got Finesse's girl pregnant behind his back. And FNG No Love. He aired it out loud and clear.
You heard Junior was the father, and after your mom did her due diligence, what was your thoughts?
I think that this girl that had the baby, I think she used to work around Junior. So I believe bro bumped into her around Junior, you know what I'm saying?
And if staying silent makes you look guilty, then this situation's screaming. J. Prince Jr. ain't said nothing to shut the talk down. Finesse, who used to rep mob ties, now he don't even mention them. He went ghost. Now all folks see is cold energy, weird vibes. The feeling, office, the loyalty, gone. Now fans putting the pieces together. Takeoff's doth, Boosie speaking out, Finesse falling back, and one name keep popping up in all them stories, J. Prince Jr. and the internet, they done had enough. That empire built on fear, it's looking like it's starting to crumble. One user wrote, J. Prince has set up so many people and has had several people knocked. Another wrote, J. Prince took him out, not Boosie. Now Duke the Jeweler wasn't just some random dude rocking diamonds, he was a real one. A self-made king out of Chicago. No industry handouts, just pure hustle and unmatched skill. He got his start back in the early 2000s. Sketching session in a tight little studio, taking nothing and flipping it into something legendary. Didn't take long before his custom one-of-one pieces hit big stages. Vogue, Elle, working with Rihanna, King Von, 50 Cent, even Boosie. His pieces wasn't just flash, they was legacy. And that's what made him dangerous. Duke's shine came quick. And in this game, when power sees independence moving too loud, somebody always feels threatened. He ain't just walk into the wrong room. He stepped into a lion's den wearing gold. Duke put his trust in the wrong smiles, shook the wrong hands, and ended up at the wrong dice game. That room, hosted by none other than J. Prince Jr.
You knew we supposed to be dropping.
Man, Lord.
You supposed to be mad. Oh, he's
Word is, he cleared the table that night, racked up over $100,000 in wins. And that win might have been what marked him. Right after, he got robbed, stripped of his jewelry, his money, his phone, and shot. Not once, multiple times, like somebody ain't want him walking out alive. The game still shook. Duke's teeth hit deep. Cause this wasn't just a robbery, this was calculated. A hit that felt personal, on purpose. Now Boosie trying to clear his name, saying he had nothing to do with it. When that footage came out showing Boosie reacting to Duke's droth, he looked broken, couldn't speak.
He was walking to his car or something, and some dude tried to rob him. Some dude tried to rob him. I had just met dude yesterday. We was in a garage. He must have walked outside to the parking lot. We was in a garage. We heard this.